If you want to do a quick day trip across the border, you're not alone. Be prepared to wait on your way back. Waits at the Peace Arch crossing and Pacific Highway crossing were more than an hour to get back into BC today. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. It's a major milestone in the pandemic. Canada loosened travel restrictions today, making it easier for fully vaccinated travelers to return home. Now a negative COVID test is no longer required. And whether it's by air or by land, many in the Lower Mainland were itching to get away. Now from the Pacific border crossing with the latest, Angela, what are you hearing from travelers today?
Well, travelers are ecstatic to be back crossing into the border, and right now the lanes heading into the States are pretty bare, whereas we're seeing a steady stream of people crossing back into Canada. We just returned from Blaine and Bellingham, where we're hearing that businesses are eager to welcome back British Columbians. The border is bustling with long lineups. For some travelers, it's the first time they've crossed into the U.S. since the pandemic.
It was like, 2 years of hell.
This Delta resident used to come to Blaine at least once a week for gas, groceries, and to pick up packages. And now he's back because he won't need to provide a negative COVID-19 test.
It's a big hassle, actually, just to have the test, and then, it takes a lot of money also every time.
The owner of Mailboxes International says it's a big relief this barrier is now gone. Some packages, all the way from March 2020, have been sitting on shelves.
It's been tremendously exciting. When we opened today, I think we had 9 cars out front ready and excited to come in and get their packages that they've been waiting for, some for a very long time.
At this nearby gas station, many Metro Vancouver drivers filling up on cheap gas.
Gas prices have gone up through the roof, so just came over to get some gas, and first time being back in a couple years.
We love crossing the borders, and we love, especially travel.
And if you're looking for a sign, this is it. Local businesses also love Canadian customers.
But our retailers in Fairhaven, for example, have told us about 30% of their business comes from Canadians. So this is a big number.
It's also a big travel day at YVR, which is seeing about 40,000 passengers a day compared to 6,000 during the pandemic.
It's a lot busier than I thought it would be. It was a lot busier than I thought it would be, but it's just so nice to see everyone excited to travel again.
Air passengers may still be asked to take a PCR test at random.
I like the idea of keeping this random testing, though. I think that's really helpful. It's very important for us to have some situational awareness on circulating variants around the world and what's being brought into Canada.
Back at the border, both travelers and businesses say they hope restrictions don't tighten again. And before coming home, don't forget to fill out your information on the Arrive Can app with your vaccination information. One border agent told us that's part of the slowdown today because people forgot to fill out this app.
Okay, Angela, when you were telling us this afternoon that you were stuck in the border lineup, we were a little worried that you might not make the deadline because of the travel frenzy. What was it like for you?
Yes, we saw firsthand exactly how busy it was. I have a Nexus Pass, and it still took me about 30 minutes, whereas our colleague who doesn't have a Nexus Pass, he waited about 80 minutes. So a very busy day at the border crossing today, and I'm glad to be on this side of the border now. Mijung?
Yeah, and we are very glad that you made your deadline. All right, thanks, Angela.